Spicy. Is Kim recording the phone call? Is that what's going on? Kill that. Oh.
Yeah, it was all your fault.
Minute 41. Anyway, enough of that.
Excuse me.
It's like we're professional and stuff. We're all set up.
It's all weird, yeah. Oh, there's the chat. I'm like, why the fuck do we look so big? That figures. All right, we got it. It's fine. It's fine.
Heard that. You couldn't hear that.
Cool. Okay, everything is hunky-dory. I'm about to play the intro. Or
Did we check the audio, by the way?
Yeah, I've just listened to it.
My God, it's alive.
So here we go.
Apparently Dan can hear us, so.
Yeah.
3,
that's a
2,
good
1.
thing.
Doink.
Is that doink for me to start or doink for you to start?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started. Medic! I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
He sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to episode 714 of the Overseas Connection podcast. Today is December 18th, 2022. I am not prepared to start this podcast because I didn't know the audio cue was coming, and I looked outside my window and I saw somebody doing somersaults and trampoline stuff across the way of the park. It's craziness. It's madness. But we're here. So let's podcast. Hey, we're a video game podcast. We podcast every Sunday, 9 p.m. in the UK. 1 p.m. in the West Coast, 4 p.m. in the East Coast, 3 p.m. in the Central Time Zone. So come check us out every Sunday, except for next week. We'll talk about that later. We're on YouTube. We are on Twitch, so you can watch us do our thing live. We also will put forward an audio version of this, so if you're catching it on the audio side, you can always come join us live if you want, or just keep listening to it. You know, maybe you're dancing to the oldies like Robin does all the time. Maybe you're just getting your groove on. You're at the gym. You want to listen to something that's a little bit different, a little bit funny. There you go. That's us. All right. Before we dive into everything, we should do some proper introductions. My name, Greg DeLacy, gamertag Murphy's Law, OC_Murphy's Law on Twitter. And joining me today, two of Santa's helpers. We'll start with Kim Woods.
Yeah, that's me. I'm at GamerGirl27 pretty much everywhere. And if you can't find me, reach out and I'll point you in the right direction. So, howdy. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you here. Also on the podcast, Spinning the Decks, Mr. Robin Tate.
Hello, everybody. It's Robin here at Bongo the Sea, and I'm in Ballymena in Northern Ireland. And my glasses are rather wonky right now
A little bit.
for some strange reason. Yeah, here
The
we are.
glasses are the least of the concern, Robin.
Twas the week
There's a
before
lot
Christmas.
going on.
I
in
really
that
do like
picture.
some old fella right now. Like I look like Jimmy Savile at this moment in time with this hairdo. Not that you know who Jimmy Savile is. So
No,
that's-
it actually reminds me of what was it, Trading Places, when Dan Aykroyd's on the streets and he's
yeah. Dan Aykroyd, yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
With the salmon.
absolutely.
This is a freezer bag clip. Let's see if this works. So, okay, I'll get that up there. So there you are, Greg. So all
right.
yeah, 'twas the week before Christmas and all was well. All that crap.
Absolutely. Hey, real fast, a couple birthdays.
Oh, wow.
We love to talk about birthdays. And
So
this
you
week we
love
have
birthdays.
we do
don't
love
love
birthdays,
birthdays.
except for when they're ours. That's the only time we don't like them. I'm just watching Robin struggle with this, and I'm just wondering if it's really worth the struggle.
Oh,
Hey, just pretend from here on in that I have a Santa hat on, okay? There, it's off now. My goodness.
All right. All pretense. Santa is in the house. All right. Yesterday was a magical day in that it was Charlie Tate's 17th birthday. That's just kind of crazy.
I know,
Actually,
right?
actually, it was on Friday, but there you go. Sorry, I was
Oh,
wrong.
okay.
I'm his father. I don't even know that.
Well done, Dad. Well done.
Allegedly.
But yeah, so 17 years old, is that, am I reading that properly?
Yeah, it's a big age, especially for Charlie. Yeah, so
It is.
because he gets his driving license, he can go on the road officially in a car. So yeah, we'll chat about that in a minute.
All right. Okay. So birthdays aplenty. Also, our own Richard Webster is finally turning 13. His birthday coming up on the 24th. He's a
He's
Christmas
reached
child
puberty.
after all. Yes, he will finally hit puberty. Maybe, just maybe, he'll actually grow the mustache and beard for once. And I can't make fun of him for that because I can't do that to save my life. But yeah, Richard Webster having a proper birthday this upcoming week. So with that, we're going to wish them a happy birthday. Robin, do you have a happy birthday song lined up, or do you need me to interject? I don't know what the hell that means.
It's singing right now, Greg. Happy birthday. Insert name here. Happy birthday to you. It's not recognized. Perfect. Classic.
Absolutely
Classic.
brilliant.
Gave me chills.
Totally classy. So just for clarity's sake here, Robin, are we all good on the sound effects side on your end so I can just keep my
I
hands away
think the
from
guys are hearing them in the chat.
Please keep your hands away from that. Anyway.
Yep, I think so.
my hands are
I think
above
it's all right.
the table.
and if they're not, you know, if they say in the chat that they're not hearing them, I'm going to say that they are, and I'll add them afterwards.
We have the official yep.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
think we're good. All right, Robin, then we need to transition
Let's see
right
it.
into story time.
Oh yeah, that's this button here.
Thank you
No,
very
it's not that button. It's this button.
Hooray, it's story time. Hooray, it's story time. I'm so glad to be with you today.
What would we do without the bell? I just don't know. All right, let's talk about this past week. Actually, a couple weeks for me because I haven't been on. So I will start. First, I'm going to proudly say,
Proudly.
I am all done with my not only Christmas shopping, but Christmas wrapping.
Nice.
You're a
Yes.
rapper?
I am a rapper, yes.
P. Greggy?
P. Greggy, yeah. I will not attempt to make a rap song at this point in time. You're welcome. But yeah, no. I was fortunate enough that Cindy was out of town this past couple of days, so I took to yesterday. That was just my big get it all done day. And so I can now sit back and relax. I'm kind of excited. Although, of course, I will be roped into wrapping gifts for our child. That's all part of being Santa's helpers. But at least in terms of her stuff, done, no pressure, I'm golden. Love that feeling. It's the first time in my life I've ever been like this on it. Usually it's like Christmas Eve and I'm like, shit. So How are you guys doing with your Christmas wrapping? Are you prepared? Are you all set? Are you like in the panic throw yet?
Oh yeah, I'm prepared. I took the lazy man's way out and bought gift bags and tissue paper. So Friday night, I'll be throwing everything in a bag, putting some tissue paper with it, and calling it good. So
Okay.
yep.
I have one to do. I feel rather miffed this year that I have only one to do. I've got Judith's to do. She doesn't love me anymore. Because usually on Christmas Eve we would watch the film Love Actually or The Holiday. Yes, Mulchy. Bottle of wine. I would be the sellotape man and cut little pieces of sellotape, and she would do the wrapping because I can't do that end bits. I end up scrunching it all in and pushing it in. But a week or so ago I came home one evening and there were all the piles of presents all wrapped. She bought a machine.
A machine?
To cut the sellotape. Well, it's a roller thing to hold the roll with metal cutter, like in an office. So I've been bypassed completely.
You've been demoted.
Which
you've been demoted?
Yeah, demoted, completely and
Terrible.
utterly demoted. It's she doesn't love me anymore.
Has she bought any recent toys that might have taken your place? I mean, you know.
Well, she was out with her sisters there a week or so ago, and she was down sitting at the side of the bed, and so our big master bedroom's there, and there's a gap of about 2 feet between the edge of her bed and the wall where her side table is, and that's where she keeps her hairdryer and all her bits and pieces, tongs, and all those lady things. But she was there. She just had a shower, and I walked into the room, and she was sitting there, kind of naked, and there was this buzzing noise going on.
Was it your shaver again?
And she was shaving her legs, but I just thought that you were sitting there looking at using a vibrator. My Judith wouldn't be the Robert.
Yeah. If she ever catches ear of this audio, you are toast. All right. So the big thing for me was we took off to Disneyland last weekend. So there was a little bit of drama leading into this because normally Southern California, you get good weather. But we just so happened we had a nice big system coming into California, and it was hitting kind of all of California at the same time. So the weather forecast originally was supposed to be Saturday, Sunday were clear. And then about 2 days before, the night before actually, we were supposed to be leaving, we learned that Sunday now had a very high probability of rain. So, we started trying to make plans to change everything, and we were able to. So we switched our tickets for Disneyland from Saturday, Sunday to Friday, Saturday. And we ended up getting up extra early, driving down to Disneyland Friday morning, and just did the day. Just hit Disneyland and went straight through. Worked out perfect in that regard. Weather was beautiful during the day. It did get a bit chilly for the little guy at nighttime, and so we ended up kind of cutting our night short. We probably packed it in around 8:30, 9 o'clock on both nights because it just was just a little too cold for him.
Yeah.
But I mean, the change worked out well. One of the interesting things we found out, because I originally had booked our hotel through Expedia. I was just trying to find a deal, and we had a 3-night stay. We were going to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But then we kind of realized, well, now we didn't need to stay Sunday. We could try and drive back on Sunday.
Okay.
Trying to cancel the hotel room on Thursday night, we're like, well, they had I think it was a 48-hour cancellation policy. But for Sunday night, we were still well within that, outside of that window.
Right.
But they told us they couldn't do it.
Because it was booked through Expedia, not with the hotel.
Because it was booked through Expedia. And so the hotel said you have to talk to Expedia. And if Expedia said we had to talk to the hotel. So it's just this like circle jerk. And Expedia's like, well, we can cancel the reservation. But if we do that, you'll get charged for that extra night. And then we would have to rebook it. Well, the realization or the real reason why they couldn't do it is because of how Expedia works. So they book your trip. So in this case, it was a 3-night trip. They book it out, and it's like a block.
Yep.
If you want to make a change to it, they have to cancel the entire thing and then rebook it. And because they have to cancel the entire thing, then suddenly we fall into the penalty phase because we're trying to cancel one of the nights that was less than 48 hours. So the reality was we just got to the hotel because we didn't prepay it. That's the other smart thing. Never prepay an Expedia trip. Just pay at the hotel because we actually could cancel the last day. And they let us cancel Sunday. It was no big deal. So
A good deal.
yeah. So that worked out. But one little bit of drama happened while we were at Disneyland. And it was the second day.
Yeah.
So we were getting ready to go on the Haunted Mansion ride.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with the
I'm
Haunted
just
Mansion
looking
ride.
at something right now, actually. But carry on.
Okay. All right. Haunted Mansion ride. And so Colin can transfer, we cruise him around in his stroller chair, but, for the most part, whenever we're getting on rides, we're walking him up to the ride and we're loading him into it, that kind of thing. So, and we still go in through the special needs access areas. And for the Haunted Mansion, if those are not familiar, they have these kind of like, they almost look like half teacup type chairs where it kind of swivels around a little bit so you can load into it and then it continues on. But normally, people just walk up to it as it's moving. It's moving at a fairly slow pace, but you just walk into
like
it and go. Yeah, exactly. Just like a ski lift. Perfect. So, but for special needs, they have to stop it. So we're like, okay. So we get Colin out of the chair, and at this point, we're just getting ready to start walking up where they're going to stop it, and I'm all, uh-oh. And I made the sniff, and I'm like, ooh. And then I reached behind his backside, and there was a fully loaded diaper.
Oh, yeah.
Not just a little bit, not like it was like, oh, he just destroyed this diaper. And I'm like, oh, God, what do we do? Because, of course, they stopped the ride at this point. We're supposed to walk onto it. And Cindy just looks at me. She's like, well, we can't go on the freaking ride. I'm like, nope. Well, we just got to turn around and leave. So we get him. And the other downside to Disneyland is, they are great about special needs. But old Disneyland, which is where we were, the very original one, they don't have a lot of companion bathrooms. They have a lot of bathrooms, but ones that are built specifically to take a companion in and help out. There's only a couple. And so we were kind of near one, but it was still like a hustle to get over to it. And of course, unfortunately, everybody, when it comes to companion bathrooms, any family will use a companion bathroom when they can, because typically speaking, they're cleaner than the other bathrooms. And usually you don't have to wait. Well, so we get there, of course, somebody's in there. So we're waiting. And then we get him in there. And we just stood him up because I'm like, we can't lay him down yet. We need to address this standing up first. And I looked, and there was probably about a half inch between the top of his diaper and everything coming out. We just missed the really big disaster. Needless to say,
it could have been worse. I mean,
it could have been a lot worse.
You could have been on Small World.
Oh my God! Yes,
about a third of the way in, and had to sit there quietly.
So many disasters were avoided in this one moment, and I just laughed because that bathroom just reeked. It was so bad, and of course we're like, because you can't throw the diaper down the toilet, so we're putting it into the garbage can, and it's an open garbage can, and so then we're feeling bad. So then I'm actually playing maintenance guy. I'm taking the garbage bag out and I'm tying it up into a knot, and then I'm re-putting a new garbage bag on for them. It didn't help though. That bathroom just stank. And of course, the next family coming in was right behind us. They just walked right in. I'm like, sorry, nothing I could do. But yeah, so that was the adventure time situation. Exactly, Lord. Exactly. Now on a positive front, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance is still so freaking awesome.
I'm so jealous. That's twice.
Love this ride. And there is a bit of crazy magic that happens on this ride. I will never spoil this, because if you've never gone on it, you have to experience it. But you load into this ride, and they do some Disney magic stuff happening on the backside of everything that you have no clue what's going on. You feel like you have lifted off and flown somewhere, and you emerge and you feel like you have gone somewhere.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure you haven't in reality, but I couldn't tell you because it's just that good.
Did you look at the Star Wars Hotel,
No,
the intergalactic whatever it is?
I'm not even aware of this. I need to look into this.
Right there, yeah, there is a full Star Wars hotel, which you're on like a battle cruiser, like a cruiser, and you go into and you arrive in at Disney out there, and
Okay.
you go into the loading bay, and then you go into a shuttle, and the shuttle takes you up to the spaceship, and
Okay.
as
This
soon as
needs to
you're
be looked into.
and as soon as you're in the spaceship, there are no windows. There are screens looking out to space, and there are things going around space, and there are lots of characters walking around, and there are seemingly little mysteries going around all the time. You can sort of wander off and see Chewbacca doing something and start to follow him around, and all of a sudden you've opened up a whole storyline. The Intergalactic it's something it's called. There's lots of YouTube videos on it. I think it's
Oh, well.
called. And
Sorry about
you've got your own your robot helper in your room, and all of this. The rooms are completely themed, and it's as if you're really in space. So and at some point, then you get a shuttle then down to the rides in Disney.
I feel like I
And
would
you
have
come
known
out of
about this.
and you come out of a separate landing bay, and as if
Is this Disney World or Disneyland?
it's in California.
Oh man. Huh.
Massive.
Okay.
Yeah, so look that up.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm intrigued. Okay. Anyway, outside of that, yeah, Disneyland fun, but we definitely are now on the. We don't need to go every year. Every other year is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And we've kind of nixed now Disneyland California for wintertime. If we go there again, we'll go there more towards the summer months when it's warmer. And or just go to Orlando and take in that. So, but yeah, so that's me. Just work beyond that has been nuts. It's a good thing though. And Kim, what's been going on with you?
Speaking of Star Wars, I finished Andor. Well, what's it been? Last week?
Oh, yes.
So, yes. Unlike some other people that are saying it's boring and yada, 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 I enjoyed it. I liked the season finale. It kind of got me in the old heartstrings a little bit. And you've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what season 2 is going to bring. Because, yeah, it was good. I liked it. Enjoyed it very much. So, other than that, I'm kind of like everybody else. Christmas, doing that old thing. So, everybody's going to come to my house Saturday for Christmas dinner. So, this week will be spent doing a lot of the cleaning and tidying up and that sort of thing. Right. And throwing my Christmas presents in gift bags and getting those ready to go because I'm lazy and that was an easy option. So, other than that, winter's here. So we've got the pellet stove finally working again. So we didn't know for sure what that was going to entail, but Dad worked on it. And, well, I say worked on it. He more like he yelled and cussed at it for like a half an hour and, twiddled some things, and after a little bit he got to work in. So I did my part by staying away and out of the road, so that way when he was yelling at things, he was yelling at the stove and not me.
I like your dad.
So I love him to bits, but we learned a long time ago that when Dad's working on something and he's cussing at it, stay away.
Stay away.
Yeah.
Stay away. Try not to get him the
by
wrong
the way.
tools.
Real quick, you were being interrupted by the stupid pop-up ad that was on my phone that I had to kill anyway.
That's all right. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for me this week. It's going to be a lot of getting ready for Christmas dinner and afterwards being miserable because I ate too damn much and probably drank too damn much. And, well, I'll collapse on the couch and it'll be good. So,
yeah, sounds like a good day.
Yeah, what about you there, Robin?
Can't argue with that.
Right?
Well, Christmas Day for us will be something similar. I mean, last year, of course, we were in Florida, so that ain't happening. Sorry. In fact, this time last year, we would have been in Universal Studios in Orlando, so sad face. Really weird. I just was listening and looking at the cameras outside. It has went from -5 our money to +11, 12 in the last 24 hours.
Wow.
And we've had the fire lit every day and everything really warm. And what I was listening to was the rain had came on really, really hard, and I could hear it on the roof here. And we have been locked with ice for nearly 2 weeks now. There hasn't really been any snow but it's just been solid ice and fog, like London town fog. You couldn't see the length of you. And just in the last 24 hours, and going to the house, been so cold and it's just so warm today. So just that's really weird, but it's nice. Yeah, that's good. Fair enough. You know, I don't think we're going to get snow this Christmas. I was asking my friend Alexa, will there be snow at Christmas Day?
No snow is expected in Ballymena on Sunday the 25th of December.
See that sad face?
It's
So-
weird, but yours sounds so different than mine.
Oh, okay.
It's
All
not
right.
the same woman.
No,
different
mine
one.
sounds like a guy. So
Oh, all right,
What?
okay.
yeah, mine sounds like a dude.
Criminal.
So I have eyes on matchsticks at this moment in time. Jasmine had been complaining of a bit of a sore stomach last night. She hasn't really been eating that well the last week. And at 2 o'clock in the morning, she woke up and complained of a sore stomach and then and projectile vomit.
Oh
That
no!
was 2 o'clock in the morning. That was one pair of
I'm so
pajamas.
sorry.
And then about 3:30 in the morning, we got her settled again, cleaned up, back to bed. And more projectile vomit, another set of pajamas at 3:30. And then
I
at
know
5
that
o'clock in the
feeling.
morning, she was up again for another little puke, this time into the loo. And at 5 o'clock this morning, I brought her downstairs. And we were sitting downstairs, and she's been lying around all day today. She's had maybe a slice and a half of toast all day long, poor wee thing. Now, she's been
Poor
okay,
thing.
but she's just grumpy. But while I was there sitting down, I did doze a little bit with her on the sofa when she pooped on the
Right.
sofa again, so that was fun. But I put on this new show called Wednesday, which is about the Addams family.
Yep.
Okay.
I'd seen some of the. I don't want to put it in my head, and I think it was that the main character, because she's just brilliant. Her character is superb. The main girl that's about Wednesday Addams, she's just
Right.
fabulous. It's just her facial expressions and the deadpan. And I just thought, I know it is quite light, but I just thought some of the stuff was really, really cool. It's like Hogwarts, but for more twisted people, sort of thing.
Yeah, there you
It's
go.
like a school, wizardry, but it's so that's pretty good. So as we mentioned, Charlie Bop was 17 years old on Friday, and I bought him he got a little car for his birthday, and I got the insurance sorted out on Friday afternoon. So Saturday morning up first thing, and he has been driving around the house, round and round and round and round the house, for the last while, and I'm saying, look, Charlie, that's fine, mate. It's really good that you can handle the car, but when you go out onto the road, it's a bit like patting your head and rubbing your belly.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just driving the car anymore. It's the other twits on the road. All of a sudden, you've got a stop sign. You've got other cars coming. You've got a junction. You've got a parked cars, pedestrians, all of those things, and you're changing gears, which you're not. You're driving around the house in first gear. There's an awful lot more to it. So just let's chill. Let's go out. So we had a little drive round to another little village and back here, about 5 or 6 miles. And he did very, very well. I only panicked a bit. And we were out this morning, took him out again this morning we'd done a good run, about 20 odd miles today. And he's done really well. Nervous. There was only one point of, should I indicate when I'm that car that's coming up? And I'm going, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Yes! Aiming straight for it, and you're pulling out at the last minute and going, like, Charlie, no, place the car where you're going, don't leave it to the last minute, small moves. He'll get it, he'll be fine. He's actually doing the driving test over here is now just changed. It comes in two sections. You've got a theory test. Well, when I did it, you just done your test and you were asked a couple of questions on the highway code. So he's doing his theory test. He has it booked in for himself next Thursday. And then we'll get him some professional driving lessons, and I'd say he'll probably have his test done by the end of February. I'm quite sure he'll be ready for it by then, and away he'll go. So good on Charlie. It's amazing. How can he be so flippin' old already? It is terrifying. It is terrifying.
I mean,
anyway,
you are
I have
fairly old,
two
so.
two other little things to mention. My phone contract is up very, very shortly. I've been running the Samsung Galaxy Note Super Duper big boyo here for a couple of years now. and I run it with dual SIM. I have 2 numbers, so I didn't want to carry 2 phones. I've got my phone for the other country that I work in a lot and the UK number.
Right.
So I was going to immediately go straight back into the Apple thing.
Right.
And just a quick research, maybe the chat can tell me that the I'm looking for the app. If I'm going, it'll be the Apple Pro Max 14, blah, blah, blah. I think they're coming out with the Circle very shortly, whatever it's going to be called, this new device, and is the way they want
The
everybody
Circle.
to go. But I'm not sure if it can. I don't want a virtual SIM. I want 2 physical SIMs. I think you can get it in some countries, but I don't know if it's in the UK. I will have to check that out because I'd sort of resigned myself to going, frig, I can't go back to Apple. And I was thinking about the Samsung Z4, the folding
Yeah.
boyo.
Well, there's one that also folds in half.
Yeah, that's a girly phone.
Yeah, but it's my boss got one, and I have to admit, I mean, he could just like pop it into his front pocket, and I was like, ooh,
That'd be
that's
nice, right?
that might be nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah. But what I like about the folding boyo is for presentation stuff and
Right.
and I don't think it's much heavier than an iPhone 14. Maybe it's a bit more chunky. I do make use of the pencil on this boyo here that's stuck up its wee bum. And
Yep.
it has the same sort of idea for taking notes and doing sketches.
Right.
So I had it in my head I'm going back to Apple, but I mightn't. The dual SIM thing will be the thing because I'm not going to carry 2 phones.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, is that a gun in your pocket, or you just have a Samsung there, or whatever it is? So that's that. Present wise, are you getting anything from Santa this day next week? Anything
I
special?
don't know. I don't know.
Surprise.
So?
It's all yes. All of it is a surprise to me this year.
Very good.
I mean, I've given a very specific list, but who knows if Santa's paid attention to that or not.
Okay.
Also, who knows if I've actually been, on the naughty or
Good
nice
boy.
list,
Right.
or the acceptable naughty list is what I like to call it.
Honestly,
there you
if,
go.
if Santa Claus buys me a bag of coal this year, I think I'm in the money. It's went up that much in price. I'll be quite happy with a bag of coal this year. Kim, are you? Is there anything you're hopeful for? I mean, or does your dad go and get yourself something?
Well, I mean, if Henry Cavill shows up at my door, hey, you won't see anything out of me for at least a week, maybe 2. But other than that, I don't know.
Why?
My
What
sister-in-law,
was gonna do?
we're gonna play charades.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to play hide and seek.
Maybe Warhammer. I don't know. Anyway.
Kim.
Yes.
Oh. It's a. Kim, you know what this is? No, I'm not even going to go there. That's too rude, Rob.
No, do not. No.
Anyway, no, I don't know. My sister-in-law got my name for Christmas last year, so I don't know what she's gonna get me. Maybe a bag of shit. I don't know.
Oh, bless.
We'll find out Saturday, I guess. Hell, if I get anything, I'm always happy because my brothers are usually pretty good about getting me a bottle of whiskey every year, or a bottle of some sort of booze every year. So I'm sure I'll
Pretty
get something.
pretty sure if you got a bag of shit, you would not be so happy.
But
Henry
fertilizer.
Carville shit.
Put a
bound
little
to be worth
Superman
a
symbol on it.
It's
You're
bound
happy.
to be worth a bob or 2 on eBay. That is, it really is. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm hoping for a few nice things, so we'll see what happens. Some not big things, but just nice things.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just bad because usually I buy stuff for myself, and then everybody bitches. Well, we can't buy you anything because you always buy it.
Right.
So.
That was exactly what was told to me.
Right.
So Black Friday was actually like pre-Black Friday. I was told no, and I've been good. I've been like, no, I'm holding off on anything necessary.
Well, there you go.
So we'll see. There's going to be a massive after Christmas sale, if not.
Right. Exactly. There you
I
go.
think this year,
Yeah.
I think this year especially, there will be. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, things are tight. Things get cheap. So even though they're more expensive, but
Exactly.
maybe they'll go back to what they were. Anyway, it will
No,
be,
it's never going to go back to the way it was. That's the worst part about this. You just know
yeah.
the prices really are never going to go back
No,
down to where
no,
they were.
inflation is inflation, so it always
Yeah.
goes up. So even if it comes down, it'll still be up. So yeah,
Yep.
down is up is down sideways, whatever it is.
Uh,
So there we go. So Christmas for us is next Sunday is not the normal day. We're not doing all the big Christmas dinner thing here. We're going to have a lazy day, have some finger foods. We'll get together as a big group of family, and they're not all coming to our house. We're going to my sister-in-law's house, which is class. And the reason why everybody used to come to our house so often, even though they're all here today, was because of Glenn, because Glenn went to bed at a certain time. So now we don't have that. So and they don't destroy our house. So we'll go and destroy someone else's. And then on Boxing Day, we are all going out as a massive group of nearly 40 of us now. And we have a function room booked, and we're going to have our Christmas dinner then. So Christmas Day will be just a lazy day, which is nice. And the girls and guys, we all deserve that. So
Well, that's kind of what it is. It'll be lazy. Saturday, we'll have my little dinky family, like my brothers and sisters and my dads and sister-in-law and all that.
Yeah.
And then Monday, we'll have the big, like, dad's side of the family Christmas dinner. So,
Good.
Hey, speaking of family, Kim, real fast, before you take a sip of that drink, because
Sure.
I know you wanted to, let's give a shout out to the chat.
sure.
'Cause there's quite a few people in there.
There is, because Frazier just showed up. So, howdy, Frazier. Hardly Dan is in there, and Boomer. Oh, and Lord. Lord is also in there. So,
And a first-time chatter.
yeah, him or
First time chatter. Hi, Maria Garcia.
Yep. Oh,
Wow,
hi, yes,
see
hi,
how long
Maria
that
Garcia.
lasts?
Yeah,
I was working my way through that word there, and I wasn't getting to that point. I got to Garcia at the end, but I was at Himalayas for the big beginning of it there.
Yeah, I know.
Hello.
Thank you guys for dropping in the chat. Merry Christmas.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
All right.
Wow. Cool.
I think we can talk about some video games at this point.
We can do that.
Okay.
Said if you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right.
Classic.
It's like clockwork, man. All right. Who wants to start? Who's feeling particularly spicy? I think it's going to be Robin. Robin, I
Okay.
think we need to talk about the video that posted that you stole my voice without my authorization, but I do actually give you permission to use that.
Okay, well I can do that, but let me get just ready first here.
You want to get prepared?
I want to get prepared here, so we got to get the proper gloves
gosh.
on. So these are my Sparko racing gloves, which arrived this week, which are to help with my.
Just gone down a rabbit hole, Robin.
Yeah, I have.
Really
Well,
have.
you ain't heard nothing yet. So yes,
Gotta
these are to help me with my new wheel, which is so powerful it would break your bloody neck. We were racing this week in a set of Corsa Competizione, and with my new gloves, and in
Right.
Mount Panorama in Australia. It's a fabulous track, but it's kind of nutty. It's very, 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 very tight. I'm going to pull up a little video here now of what happened this week, which should be a bit of fun. Oh, don't want that there. Here we are. It is called The Victims and the Villain. If I can bring that up right now. So this was in the first lap of the race, and as it pops up on your screen here, and I just had to make a video. It was a 12-car pile-up caused by one guy who had... Oh, that was me. Ow. Had a nice little touch and created all this havoc. And, of course, even the last car in the back managed to whack me again just for laughs. The poor little Porsche, which will be on your screen in a second, he even ended up on his side. And the car that done it, the villain of this whole thing was reported. He got a nasty little fine because it's very, very naughty to cause a massive pile-up on the first lap. So he touches this car and it causes this massive ricochet of problems. And Greg's in here with his dick move. And he gone. He did it. He got away with it all. So what do you do? But it was exciting. It was good fun anyway.
It did look like it was just chaos.
Yeah.
Once
So-
it all started happening, you just
so
see
my-
cars trying to navigate it all.
So my car was completely and utterly destroyed in that race. I had a race beforehand, which I had a guys there alone, a guy from Romania. We had Matthew Bird in there and a few other people. Harley Dan pops in every now and again too, and he watched the sort of first race, and it was all very exciting. Finished in the place where I qualified. It was pretty good. It was a good, exciting race on the same track, and then that. And I ended up going back to the pits, and my wheel was so busted. I had it completely to the left, didn't make it go straight. So I had to go back to the pits, and I had when you go to pits, the car can get repaired, but it was taking 4.5 minutes of pit stop time to get the thing repaired. 4.5 minutes on a circuit that you have a 2-minute lap time is not conducive to a good race. But we went out and we finished the race, and it was good. And I love all the support when I'm streaming there on my YouTube channel, Robin Tate, Bongos Bits. It's lovely having the people, just like our chat, the live people coming in there as well. So in that race where that accident happened as well, I got my Karen on as well. When in the qualifying lap, on the very, very last lap, the timer had ran out. I was on a really, really hot lap, and I was going to bust my best time. I was about 0.4 of a second up on that particular track, that Mount Panorama track, and the guy who was in pole was behind me on that qualifying lap, also on a hot lap, and on the last corner, he bullied his way in on the inside and spun me out, so I couldn't complete my lap. Now, the rule of it is that if you're on a hot lap, you do not have to give away. You give way to someone else on a hot lap, no matter if they're faster or not. It's up to the person behind to leave enough space at the start of their hot lap. And it was, that was just a dick move. Dick move. Stupid.
Absolutely.
But during qualifying and race, there is an online chat, and you're not allowed to use it with the LFM rules. You're not supposed to use it because it distracts people. But of course, he came over the line and going like, WTF, what the hell was that? Blaming me. Now, if he had a shut up, I wouldn't have done a thing. But there's a reporting process that you go through, and I've done it once just at the beginning of the year, where you have to view the replay from your point of view, from their point of view, and an overhead cam. So I put my report together with a wee note, and off it went. And my ELO rating is about 1,000 or 1,100. He got 200 ELO taken off. You get it for a win about 40, so that's a pretty big penalty to him and his championship status. So frig him. So I don't care if he won the race. He got the fastest lap, and he was on pole. Just a cocky bugger. So yeah, don't put the wee man down. Yeah. So we're going into the final week of the championship now. We're off to America to Watkins Glen, which is an absolutely superb track, and we're going into the final race. And this division that I'm in, which I joined halfway through, if you remember, I was up halfway through the season. So I've went from 632nd last week to 568th out of 2,500 people. So it would be nice to get to if this week, a couple of races, get to the edge or into the top 500. That would be pretty cool. And then there's a wee season break, and then away we go again. I'll change cars then for next year. So yeah, pretty cool. A good race, good week. And making content, and that was really good fun as well as the live streams. Those were sort of extra little videos. So if you come along, you see me, go to my YouTube channel, Bongos Bits or Robin Tate, and have a look at some of my stuff and hit a like and a subscribe and help me, because my subscriptions are just pathetic. But
and this is your new livelihood, right?
No, it's not. It's fun. I would be.
Come on, admit it, Robin.
I would be
you
racing.
You bought the gloves. You're going all in, man. You're going all in.
I would be racing.
You need the jumper
anyway.
Helmet.
I know.
And streaming just streaming is something else. It's an added factor to it. So I'd be racing anyway, but the streaming gives another little stream to extra fizz to it as well. And what a lovely way to spend your retirement, earning a couple of grand every month, streaming 3 or 4 hours every day, racing sims and having a laugh with some people online. Wouldn't that be wonderful? But I'm a long way off for anything like that. So there you go. That's what I've been doing.
Boomer has just doubled your subscriptions.
Yeah.
And Hardly Dan has offered up an adult romper suit for you.
Oh, he's a good lad. Well, I believe. Okay, so I believe. For Christmas time, I think that, yes, I'm getting a couple of things. I'm getting a mat to go underneath the Sims thing, a special mat. But I believe one of my presents is going to be the matching shoes.
The shoes?
The race shoes with the quite thin soles so you feel the pedals more. So, yeah. All in. So I'll be coming out here, get my gloves on, changing my shoes, get my racing t-shirt on. Where I go. Yeah. So, yeah, all in. All the gear, no idea.
I am absolutely going to buy you some Depends so you
Right?
can literally just stay in the cockpit as long as you need to.
I don't know what depends are.
Underwear, undergarments for
Like spaceman nappies?
sure. Go with that.
I could have spaceman nappies.
Also known as old man nappies, but you know.
Well, that'll come again. That'll come. I think we have still some of Glenn's. I've tried, but they don't fit me. I need the next size up. Oops, I didn't try them. Honestly, I didn't. I just didn't. I didn't. I was only a phase.
It was only a phase. Oh goodness.
I know it's a school
All
night.
right.
Do you know what? It's a school night, and I'm having another beer. So frig it. Do you know
There
what?
you go.
man.
I've done a big deal this week, or end of last week that has came nicely there, and I'm trying to get it all ordered and stuff. We're talking lots of stuff, and not
Right.
just one site, but multiple hundreds of sites getting this set of stuff. And of course, the UK side of that business was on the phone to me on Friday afternoon to say, yeah, we'd like to do the same as well. Now, can you do that as well for us? Completely out of the blue.
Wow.
So, so tomorrow I've got to sort out all that. I've got a few bits and pieces on Tuesday. I have a quick meeting on Wednesday, and that's going to be me done. I'm going to be done until next year. I think it might be
Okay.
a bit of prep behind the scenes, but
Right.
I'm ready to finish now.
Yeah.
If it wasn't
I'm
for
with
this
you.
stuff coming up, I would have, because I haven't taken all my holidays, hardly any holidays this year. I would definitely love to be. A couple of my guys have already finished until next year, and I would love to be doing that right now. But by Wednesday, we're done.
Okay.
Anyway, that's me. Sorry,
All right.
racing.
That's okay. It's
really
entertaining
fun.
racing.
Yeah.
Always entertaining. I encourage that. Kim, speaking of entertaining,
Yeah, thank you. I actually haven't done much of anything this week. I think I fired up Phoenix a little bit and played a little of that. And otherwise, that's about it. I've just been busy this week, so I haven't really got much accomplished gaming-wise. So,
awesome. Thanks for being on the show.
yeah,
I'm just kidding around.
Do
No,
what I
it
can.
happens. It
All
totally
right.
happens. In fact, I was in a similar boat the week before, so so that was also one other reason why I was like, I'm happy to not be on the show, even though I
Right.
was in
I
Disneyland.
did
but-
update
there's
the
reasons.
Witcher 3 for the update, the new
Okay.
upgrade. So I did do that. I haven't got to play it yet, but I did
Yeah.
at least get that downloaded. So
Yeah, I need to get the Witcher 3 update as well. So I have a complaint, and this
Okay.
falls in lines with my game. So, I have the console set up to auto update, to
right.
keep everything up to date, but it always never fails. It seems like whenever I want to play a specific game, the update is just sitting in the update, like, hey, these are updates you could update. I'm like, well, why are you not just updating it?
Exactly. Thank you. I thought I was the only one with that. Oh, it aggravates me to no end.
Yeah, especially when they're big updates like
Right.
Modern Warfare.
Right.
But I got the update done, and I played some Tier 1 multiplayer with Robert Wilcox, we also know him as Snoogans, and my buddy Chris Brennan, which he's changed his name to something crazy, and so I don't even remember what his gamer tag is now. But anyway, we played Tier 1. Tier 1 is like the old hardcore mode in Modern Warfare, so you don't have any radar. The gun sight is the only gun sight you have is when you aim down sights, so they don't have the reticle for you at all. It was fun. It was a good time. I enjoyed myself a lot with that. I have still yet to try out the new Battle Arena Battle Royale mode for COD Warzone, the 2.0 version. I also oddly realized the 1.0 version of Warzone is actually a separate file sitting, like it's a 100 gig file sitting on my hard drive. I can get rid of that. I have no desire to go back to that. That's the old World War II themed one. And I'll just move on to Modern Warfare 2. So far, I've been enjoying myself with it. I enjoyed the campaign. The multiplayer hasn't been like, I mean, granted, I'm not taking it super serious. So there's that. But yeah, so I've been enjoying my time with it. It's pretty good so far. I think, a lot of people are saying they need to have a couple patches and fixes and bugs for things. So be it. For me, as a casual player, it's good. It's all good. Solasta, continuing to play through this RPG. It absolutely is just, it is just meeting that desire to have a D&D like experience on a console or PC.
Right.
It is difficult at times. I will say the difficulty spikes can be up there. But again, overall, it's doing what I want to do for that kind of game. And then the game I really want to talk about, which I think Hardly Dan was talking about it earlier tonight, is High on Life.
I wonder about that because like almost nobody said anything about that, and I was starting to wonder if maybe it just sucked or
Yeah. So back June, July timeframe, they did a preview for this game. And I think all of us, I think they showed off like 10 minutes of a fight, and all of us to a person were kind of like, ooh, this doesn't seem like it's that great, because it felt like the audio felt a bit repetitive. It didn't see, it lacked the character that I think all hoped it was going to have. So
I think it was unnecessarily cursy as well. I think there's
it was
unnecessarily
cursy.
Fair enough. Yeah, unnecessarily cursy.
Yes. And so all of those things were there, and I was apprehensive about this game, and then I started seeing some reviews coming out, and it's not, I think, wowing a lot of the reviewers, but it's much better than I thought it was going to be.
Right.
So I was kind of like, okay. So I downloaded it on Friday, and I finally got a chance to fire it up this morning. So fresh impressions. Out of the gate, there's some glitchiness to this game. There's some audio hiccups every once in a while, like the audio starts to glitch out a little bit. And oddly enough, I had a moment when I first fired up the game that it froze, but I'm actually thankful it did, and I'll explain why in a second. But needless to say, it's not a perfect game in that regard. That said, much like Hardly Dan just mentioned, better than I expected, and I would agree. I actually love the way this game starts up. In fact, it threw me off to the point that I'm like, am I playing the right game? I for a good minute thought, wait a minute, this is not the game I fired up. Turns out, no, it totally was. And then there's a moment of interaction where it's a character selection kind of screen where you're trying to basically select what your character portrait's going to be. And I'm assuming that has some ramifications down further in the game. But the game froze on me in that it glitched out, so I couldn't do that character selection part. But there was audio still running. The game was still running its audio script. And I implore you, when you get to this moment, and I will just say you'll be staring at a little mirror, a little compact mirror that a girl might use for makeup. Mm-hmm. Just listen. Just listen, because the character talking to you just starts rambling, and it is spot on perfect. And so I was just laughing, listening to this person just continue to go and go and go. And then finally it got to a point, because I thought this was all part of the game, that I was just supposed to listen. And then finally I realized, no, actually there's a problem with the game. It's not letting me actually do what I probably need to do. That all said, I really like the premise of this game so far. The humor, far better than I thought it was going to be. There definitely is there are a lot of curse words in this game.
Right.
But it's not nearly as bad as it was in that preview moment. The other thing, within the settings, you can actually turn down the frequency. So kind of like that demo you just played, Kim, where you could make the characters talk less.
Right.
You can do that with both the weapon characters, because they're the ones talking at you, or enemy characters. And so you can turn down the frequency and how often they talk to you. So that could definitely be a way to solve some of that problem of hearing it too much. I, though, did not find it overly bad. And I was like, okay, this actually feels much better. And the humor was hitting home far better than I thought it would. So, yeah, I
mean, it looks good. I mean, it looks fun in a cartoony sort of way. I mean, that part of it looks fantastic.
Yeah. It looks really good. And it also, in that early moments, reminded me a lot of the Guardians of the Galaxy game when you first fired it up and you were in your home. 90s, 80s kind of vibe. It has some of that to it. And so I just very much appreciated all of that. I'm looking forward to playing more of this game. I know Hardly Dan said he finished it earlier today, so
Oh, hold on. Let's play this. Hold on.
You all have a victory's achieved. Victory's achieved. Victory's achieved.
okay. Not
Haven't
sure what
played
I was
that
holding
long
on to,
time.
but that's okay.
Victory Chief sound effect.
Gotcha.
I wondered. Yep.
Gotcha. Inquiring minds. Anyway, so High on Life. I think it's a one of those little like surprisingly good hidden gems, and maybe it's not even a hidden gem. I think this is a game that everybody was really excited for, and then that preview came out, and everybody got really down on this game, and I think it fell off of most people's radar, and we were just kind of like, okay, it's a pretty much a pass, and then it's come out, and now it's kind of like, oh no, actually, this is pretty good, and so yeah, I am pleasantly surprised so far. So
There you go.
I would
Okay.
definitely recommend, if you have it on Game Pass, it's a no-brainer. Check it out.
Right.
And if you just want something different, it's a first-person shooter that it has a very unique character vibe to it. It plays well in terms of the mechanics. So
So I'm sort of surprised. Again, I'll go back to the cursing. Because this sort of feels like it's that Fortnite-y vibe to it graphically a wee bit. And you would have thought that this would have been a no-brainer for the 12-year-olds and up, 10-year-olds and up as this sort of cartoony style game. But the cursing kind of rules that out. And
Right.
if
Right.
it didn't have the cursing, it would probably be perfect for those because there's not really any gore or guts in this, apart from alien cartoony stuff.
Right.
So the sort of they're
I think the creators of this is Rick and Morty. I think are the guys
Right.
that
Yep.
did this. So I think their humor.
yeah.
I mean, it tends to be more crude humor.
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
all right.
and you'll
Just
get
thinking.
some of that. It definitely is part of the DNA of this game. And Hardly Dan now has,
let's
by
put
the way,
that in
come
the
back
box.
and said it passed the low bar of not being utterly terrible. So now I don't know what that says about it, because he originally said better than I expected. Now it's not terrible.
Not
I don't know.
utterly
We'll see.
terrible.
But
Put that on the box.
it has started off much stronger than I anticipated. How it finishes out, I don't know. But yeah, so that's it for me for the games that I played so far.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
There you go. Well, do you know what then? That would mean that we are over to this newsy section now.
Indeed.
Here is the fucking news.
And there you go. Amazon Games will be publishing a major Tomb Raider title from Crystal Dynamics. Amazon Games and Crystal Dynamics today announced that they have agreed to make a new multi-platform Tomb Raider game, begrudgingly putting it on Sony. Lara Croft is coming back in a game using the latest Unreal 5 engine technology. Crystal Dynamics is making the game, and Amazon Games will provide support and publish the game globally. The agreement with Crystal Dynamics makes for a further expansion of Amazon Games' focus on its AAA publishing efforts, which also includes Lost Ark from Smilegate RPG and the recently announced Blue Protocol from Bandai Namco Online. So their name is on the box. Yeah, and they're paying the money.
Yep.
Well, this is interesting because this was not the only game. Because during the Game Awards, there's a game, Blue Protocol from Amazon. They're co-publishing it with Bandai Namco. And again, it's multi-platform. I was a little surprised by this because I figured for sure once Amazon started publishing games, these games would be exclusive to Luna, that this would be kind of their way to try and drive into the Luna. But no. They apparently are making, at least now this game also, it's going to be multi-platform, and it's an interesting tact. I don't know quite what to make of it. Maybe Amazon isn't necessarily thinking Luna as a legitimate exclusive platform, but rather just an additional platform or resource. I don't know.
Maybe they saw Stadia and got scared.
True. That could be.
There you
Yeah.
go. Well, that's a thing that's happening. Sony confirms it's Spider-Man 2 for fall 2023 release window. Brian Intihar, creative director, confirmed the release window in a post on the PlayStation blog. He also noted that Spider-Man 2 is coming exclusively to PS5. Good old Sony. Bill Roseman, Vice President of Creative Marvel Games, has described it as everything you love about the first game, including better puddles and Spider-Man Miles Morales, but even more.
So the interesting note on here, not that I think we all expected this, it was going to be Sony, exclusive, but
Right.
they are leaving behind the PS4. And this is one of the first games I think that they're saying this is only going to be next gen or current gen, if you will.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm good with the departure. I think it's time. Let's move on from the old platforms.
Yeah, man, I was listening to some people this week, and they were complaining about a particular game. It wasn't performing properly, and isn't it terrible? But it's optimized for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, and the old hardware is now struggling. So it's time to move on. It's time to move on.
Yeah.
My goodness, Valve has said it would like to create a Steam controller too. It's going to take all the old ones that nobody uses anymore, melt them down, and try to have something that actually works. So, introduced in 2013 as part of its Steam Machines initiative, the Steam controller included 2 trackpads, haptic feedback to emulate the feel of a mouse ball. I have one. All right. Dan might stick up for it, but yeah. It never beat that Xbox controller in your hand for playing PC games. Valve reportedly sold 1.6 million units of the highly customizable controller before the product was discontinued in 2019. In an interview with The Verge, Steam Deck designers Lawrence Yang and Pierre-Louis Griffas spoke openly about a potential follow-up to the controller. "Yeah, we want to make it happen," Yang said. "It's just a question of how and when. I think it's likely that we'll explore that because it's something we wanted as well. Right now, we are focusing on the Dick, so it's a little bit of the same thing as the micro console question. It's definitely something we'd be excited to work with a third party to explore ourselves," he said. Now that they have the Dick, it kind of seems the right thing to have a
Dick
very
controller.
specific controller to have to go with your Dick. So that makes sense.
I will say this. Based off the Steam Deck, I feel like the revisions they made to the way that controls and how they have it with the thumbsticks, but also the pads, I'm hoping they'll take that and be like, okay, that's how we could do a controller. Maybe this is a better way of doing that.
Yeah.
I'd be all for that. I'd be interested in seeing a version 2, but hopefully with the refinements that they've already kind of learned.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's one of those things where they've sort of just, like all the companies on PC have just sort of settled, well, the Xbox controller is the way to go. And they've sort of, they lost that battle, and this was the first Steam controller was an attempt at something a bit unique, and it was maybe just a bit too far. But that's the thing. And I think it's a good an accessory to have with people that have dicks. Or people that don't have dicks that have PCs. Again, it has to be inclusive. The God of War TV show details revealed as Amazon greenlights this series. The series, which has been in development since March, is being adapted for TV by showrunner Ralph Judkins, The Wheel of Time, and writers Mark Fergus and Hawk Osterby, Children of Men, Iron Man, and The Expanse. Ooh. According to the official show description, it looks set to follow the story of 2018's God of War series reboot, which was continued in a recently released sequel, God of War Ragnarok. Okay.
I'm all for this. Their games play like movies, so why not make us movies?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I always get nervous when they start to quote things that people have done before. I always think that even when they do this with movies, from the directors of, that's them trying to make it sound better than it actually is. And so anyway, it should stand on its own. Okay, Hogwarts Legacy Switch and last gen versions have been delayed. Okay, this is a thing. Fair enough. I don't even think they've been delayed. So what? Okay, that's it. At this stage, they want to have them. So the Hogwarts Legacy will now release on April the 4th, 2023 for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and on July 25th for the Switch. The Switch is a surprising one out of the three of the older pieces.
Yeah, I would have thought they would have pushed that up sooner, to be honest.
And the PS5 and Xbox PC versions will be released on the 10th of February 2023. And I'm quite looking forward to that. It probably will be toned down. It mightn't be as gritty as it needs to be, but maybe it will. I think if it was a gritty Harry Potter thing, but if it's aimed at the light fans, it'll have to be lighter than it normally would if they're trying to pull in people. That
I don't know.
normally play.
I have a hard time seeing Harry Potter doing the gritty.
Yeah.
That's a good football reference, and it just went over everybody's head. Come on.
No.
All right, continue on.
Okay, here it goes. We can't get through a week without this. Microsoft has reportedly offered Sony the right to put Call of Duty on PS Plus. Yep, that's it. That's according to Bloomberg, which claims that the offer has been made in an effort to appease the US FTC and gets its $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard approved. The publication claims that Microsoft has offered the concession in addition to its 10-year offer to release the franchise to PlayStation consoles. It's recently entered in a similar agreement with Nintendo. Bloomberg understands that Sony has yet to accept the deal as it continues to fight against the merger, which would see Microsoft take control of the industry's largest third party and one of its largest franchises.
You know what would be amazing is if somehow this deal gets approved with the deal not being accepted by Sony yet, and then Microsoft pulls the deal.
Right?
Yeah. Let them fight us in court. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our conference
Well, that's
like-
where this is all going. But I don't think the FTC is going to try and take this to actual court. My understanding is that the FTC's filed this within their own kind of internal review court, not actual federal court, which is a telling sign that they don't necessarily feel the case is as strong as it probably should be. We'll see. We'll see where this all goes.
Sony don't think their cases as strong as it should be?
No. The FTC. The FTC.
Oh, yeah. It's not.
Yeah.
It's really I'll men that don't understand what they're at. Okay, and the final thing here we have, and finally, Xbox addresses the lack of Game Awards reveals. We have a lot planned to show. Some fans expressed frustration, as they would no matter what, following the event, which featured major reveals from rival platform holder Sony, in the form of Final Fantasy XVI, Death Stranding 2, and Forspoken, but nothing significant from Microsoft. Seemingly responding to the reaction, Xbox marketing boss Aaron Greenberg tweeted to reassure fans that 2023 would be incredibly exciting for the platform, that fans wouldn't have to wait long for news. We have a lot planned to show and share about an incredibly exciting year for 2023, he wrote. Appreciate folks are eager to learn more and see more. Timing is always key, but don't worry, you'll not have to wait too long for what's next from us. We have Call of Duty, which is exclusive to us forever, and it won't be on any other platform. Call of Duty will be available everywhere, but Call of Duty will be the main thing. Call of Duty is changing. Yeah.
I will freely admit I was a little bit disappointed that there was not at least something from Microsoft at the Game Awards.
Right.
You just figure that's a prime platform to showcase something. So them not being there was a bit shocking, to be honest, other than the Samsung TV ads, which we all got plenty to see. But
right.
I would have thought we would have seen more.
There you go.
So this hints at what some other quote-unquote insiders, I think Jez Corden in particular was saying. He's been seeing a lot of smoke around the fact that Microsoft may have some kind of event in the coming month or months. But let's be honest, it can't be too long because it's going to roll into E3. So
Right.
I'm wondering if we do get something in January. Maybe they finally do something outside of the traditional windows that they've normally been in. So, but also the speculation was they were a no-show at the Game Awards because they didn't want to give the FTC any more fodder for they potentially could be dominating the industry.
Imagine if they had the Spider-Man game right now and they had made that announcement that's just been made.
Yeah. I mean, the Game Awards, I think, if nothing, helped the cause for Microsoft because, the show ended on Sony basically announcing their exclusivity deal for Final Fantasy 16.
Right.
So, that's a game that is on all of these different platforms, and now suddenly it's only on the Sony platform. So
there you go. Sad.
All right. Outside of us sending some cream to Harley Dan for his
Lack
doc
of dick
problem.
doc. Yeah.
Kim,
Mm.
I've heard it's a pretty lengthy list for upcoming games.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should talk about that.
Alrighty. Your new releases for December 18th through the 24th are Turnip Boy commits tax evasion for the PS4 on December 20th, which is one I kind of half-ass recommend because I played it. Well, I haven't finished it yet, but I played it on Game Pass, and it's quirky and it's good for easy. Well, I guess for no, PlayStation's got trophies, so there you go. Naraka Blade Point for the Xbox One, December 22nd. And last but certainly not least, we have Valkyrie Profile Lilith for the PS5 and PS4 on December 22nd as well. And those are the new releases closing out the end of the year. So take that for what you will.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's the whole list is just not exciting. I've downloaded Naraka Blade Point and then I think I took it off my system.
Right.
I never touched it. It's my understanding it's a battle royale, like samurai sword fighting game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll pass.
Yeah. Not for me. Anyway. All right. Well, thank you for that, Kim.
Sure.
I know that was a lot of difficult reading. Robin
I don't know.
wasn't
I made
able-
it through.
It was so short, Robin wasn't able to go in and do one of his Robinisms.
No, didn't do a thing. No.
I know. I was kind of expecting it. Well,
All right. The play dates, they're still happening.
right.
Wednesdays, we played more Halo this past week. We might play some Modern Warfare 2 on this coming Wednesday. So come prepared. If we do the Modern Warfare 2, we'll probably do something like Warzone, squad up in that fashion. Or if we have enough people, we'll do a big, kind of big battle, team squad game. Friday, PUBG / whatever.
You never
That's
know.
really what it boils down
Might
to.
appear.
Yeah,
I might
it's a
appear.
grab bag.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
grab bag. I think we need to get the two of you on Friday as well.
Yeah.
I will do
and
my
we'll have
damnedest.
some fun.
Yeah.
I will
Do
do
your
my
damnedest.
damnedest.
We can even play Battlefield. It's free to everybody now that I bought it.
Right.
My solace to that is I paid $10 to get that game for all of you free.
Oh, thank God. Although I already paid for it, and whatever. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right, Robin. It's a short week.
Yeah.
We're not going to be on next weekend
Nope.
because that's Christmas Day.
Our 1
So-
week off per year. I think that's all right.
Yep. We're going to take the week off. And then I think the thinking, just for the listeners so they know, is that we might do a midweek show
Yeah, we pre-record
or something.
Yeah, something.
Pre-record
We might just sit down,
something.
have a few drinks and
pre New Year's, because all of these are happening. I don't know why the calendar gods do not pay attention to when we podcast, because
I
they
know,
really
right?
should be moving these holidays out of the way. But apparently they're not going to.
Bastards.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Start us off, Robin. Give us a shout out.
Happy Christmas, everybody. This time next year, you'll be a bit fatter. Your Christmas presents will be hopefully opened. I hope Santa Claus is very good to you, and you have a wonderful, safe Christmas with you and your loved ones. And I just want to say Happy Christmas to you guys here as well. I'll be speaking to you through the week anyway. But have a good one. Thanks everybody for listening throughout the year. It's been great this year as well. Again, this is good fun for us and good therapy for us as well. We love to get together every week and spend this couple of hours together and take the piss out of each other. So thank you very much. I will be streaming hopefully a wee bit on the Racing Sim through Christmas time. So check me out at Bongos Bits on YouTube. That's Robin Tate. You can search for either or now. And give me a wee bit of support there as well. If you're thinking about the kiddies, have a look at _love, share and foster on Instagram. And Judith would appreciate your support there. And she might let you into her OnlyFans as well. It's really, really good too. So, so happy Christmas, everybody. Happy Christmas to the team that aren't here. To all the guys that aren't on. And Mark especially. And Phil and Amaryllis. And Richard and all the guys that have touched this podcast over the years. So happy Christmas to you all. Kim.
Indeed. Alrighty, I'm gonna shout out our shatters one more time before I get rolling here. We have Harley Dan, Boomer, Lord, Fraser Moo stopped by for a little bit, and hi Maria Garcia. I'm assuming you're still there, and hopefully you weren't a bot. I don't know.
Thank you very much.
So anyway, thanks for stopping by in the chat, and I'm happy to be here. Merry Christmas to y'all, and I hope y'all have a good week, because I'm sure as hell gonna try. So over to you, Greg.
Well, Merry Christmas to the two of you. Obviously, we will talk during the week, so I mean,
obviously,
just being a little premature, but that's okay. We're in the holiday mood. Absolutely, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to the community. Just to get that out of the way, we do absolutely love everybody in our community, even the people that we don't love. We're just, we're inclusive. We're all inclusive. It's what we do. Yeah, I don't have to. There's no gems of wisdom I can throw out there.
We're
Than
not
just
disappearing forever. It's just a week.
Yeah,
right.
Go have a great week. Go enjoy Christmas. Eat, drink. That's actually, you know what? It was a question I was going to ask you guys, and we skipped right past it. We're going to do it right now.
All right.
Don't go anywhere, people.
Okay.
Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
We're doing a quick quiz.
Oh, here we go.
Oh shit. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Get away from the window. Good. It's time for
Put
the
my
quiz.
thinking cap on.
Yeah, you know what? Oh, too bad.
It's good you put that hat on, Kim.
Yep.
All right, quiz time.
Okay.
Robin, I think you need your hat on as well for this.
Turkey suit even?
No, you need your hat on for this, Robin.
Okay.
All right, Kim, we're doing the buy it, bin it, love it, that whole thing, right?
Uh-huh.
So here we go.
Yep.
You are a executive at a major holiday candy manufacturer.
Okay.
Your job is to figure out between three candies.
Mm-hmm.
Candy canes, candy corn, and sweethearts.
Oh, okay.
Hence my questions beforehand.
Right.
Which of these will you keep year-round, offering pretty much every day?
Mm-hmm.
Which of these will you just offer one day out of the year, and which is never going to see the light of day again? I couldn't
Okay.
think of enough Christmas candies, by the way, so
Gotcha.
I just went with different holiday-themed candies.
Gotcha. I understand. All right. First thing, candy corn is going in the trash can because even though I eat it occasionally, that shit's gross. So, for the one day a year, we'll do the sweethearts, the candy hearts, because obviously Valentine's Day, there'll be somebody out there who wants those things, even though they taste like chalk. And of course, what we'll keep all the time is peppermint sticks or candy canes, whatever you want to call them. So,
I'm surprised at the candy corn sweethearts flip. I thought for sure sweethearts were going to go in the trash based off your conception of them being chalky.
Well,
You
they are.
have no idea what sweets are. You really don't.
Well, I'm just glad they weren't any harder than that because that made it easy for
Oh.
me. 'Cause, I mean, if he had thrown like chocolate, something else in there and whatever, I might have been a little, screwed.
I thought about throwing chocolate into the mix, but that to me is
Right.
like a slam dunk, like no brainer. You just be like, no, chocolates. I
Right.
could have thrown some peeps into it as well.
Oh,
that would have
gross,
been
no.
another one, but no.
Ugh.
But this
They're
was
just
to be
peanuts,
challenging because these actually, I hate all of those candies overall. For the most part, I'm like, but okay.
Right.
Robin, you actually have the hardest one out of the two of you.
Right, I do. That's so hard right now.
All right, and it's perfect that you have your hat and hair in place because this is all about the holiday drinks. So,
Okay.
Robin, you are in charge. You have
was
one
proud.
drink to serve year round. You have one drink to serve on just one day, and then a
serious?
drink that you will kill forever.
I can't do
Eggnog
this.
with brandy,
Yeah, okay. That's
spiced cider with rum,
Fuck off.
hot
What are
cider,
talking
mind you,
about? Okay, all right.
and hot mulled wine.
Okay, well, I mean, the mulled wine, Judith makes it. I mentioned this before, and she actually made it a few weeks ago. And yeah, but you can keep it. I don't care about it, really. What was the second one? Cider and rum?
Hot cider,
Hot
hot
cider and
apple
rum.
cider with rum,
Never had it, but it sounds good.
Okay.
And the first one?
eggnog with brandy.
Oh, I like my eggnog. Oh, you can get very drunk on eggnog very quickly without really noticing that. So, what do I have to do with them all? Drink them all at once? Chug, 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 chug.
Not at all. You get to pick one to drink year-round,
Okay.
one to drink for just one day, and then, of course, you've already killed off the
Okay,
mulled
okay.
wine.
Well, I bought a
Telling
bottle
Judith.
today. I bought a bottle of Bailey's Irish Cream.
Good man.
Okay, so you know that's a very Christmas drink, and that's that's eggnog for Christmas Day only, and the cider and rum should be used to brush your teeth, and the mulled wine you can keep. Yeah, I mean that's for an outside party when you're freezing your ass off, and a public event where you can't really have a lot of hard liquor. So I think that's the way it would go. So, but you drink them all, but the eggnog is definitely a Christmas Day, Boxing Day thing only. And,
Okay.
but rum, you can't go wrong with a bit of rum, isn't that right, Dan?
No.
Spice cider with rum,
Yep.
that's fantastic. Damn you, Dan, and your bloody bamboo. Nothing beats bamboo. Out of all the rums, and I've tried them nearly all, Dan, spiced now. Bamboo tops them all. The original
I will admit,
bamboo.
I'm not a big rum fan, but I do like bamboo. It is
Bamboo
good.
is class.
Bamboo?
Yeah, Dan, we like a bit of bum and a bit of boo.
Who doesn't like a little bit of bum and a little bit of boo?
Now, I bought some Dead Man's Fingers today as well, but I will have to get a bottle of bamboo for over Christmas. So, there we go. Drink!
All right. There we go. Drink and be merry, everybody. Have a fantastic Christmas. That's it. We will talk to you in the new year or maybe sooner. Who knows? We'll see what happens after Christmas.
Happy Christmas, everyone. See yas.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
I'm going to put my turkey suit on and go into bed to Judith. And I'm going to ask her to baste me. Baste my turkey suit, baby. Baste it. Come on, baby. It's Christmas time. Baste your daddy. You can chew on my thigh. Yum, yum, yum. Do you like my stuffing? My stuffing's good. Get it.
See you same time next week.
Happy Christmas.